Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Roma Press live stream. This is I don't know if this is an emergency live stream or if this is just a crowd pleasing live stream. But I was asked by some of our patrons to discuss and react to this latest development, which took place just an hour ago. Roma announced officially a new main sponsorship. So let's see how this goes. I see that we're only 4 in this chat room, so we'll have to wait for some more people to come in. I realize this is a last minute notice for a lot of people. I think this was a spur of the moment decision by our patrons who are going crazy in the patron group chat. So guys, if you're new to this and if you want to benefit from some of the privileges that our good patrons benefit from, please consider supporting the show. You can do so by going to patreon.com/Roma Press. And obviously, as Ivan Drago says, please smash the like button and support Roma Press. Exactly. So please support us by whether it's by subscribing to this YouTube channel, whether it is by following us on Twitter, or by actually supporting us on Patreon. We greatly appreciate it, and we want to do more of this. So I'm just going to see the comments because I see that people are already reacting. And also, just a warning: I will not have anything insightful to say today. This is something that I'm completely, I wouldn't say oblivious to, but I'm just neutral to, and also I don't know much about Riyadh season apart from what I could find on the internet in a 15-minute Google search. So we'll get to that later on. First of all, let's see. We got our good friend Anthony Lavari. We got Leo. Hope there's enough money in the deal for a keeper in January. If not, it's a shame. Hello, Steve. Hamad, everyone like this for the oil money. Yeah, exactly, guys. Please smash the like button for the oil money. Steven here just for the above propaganda and Scandinavian hatred. Once again, our patrons stirring up the pot in the comments. Sina, hello, Andy. I gave the wrong info last time. Okay, Sina, Roma needs to qualify for the quarterfinal and finish 5th in Serie A to qualify for next year Champions League. Thank you, Sina, for looking into that. I appreciate it. Mazin, another good patron of ours. Hey, Andy, glad to get the chance to see Roma play in Saudi and official stores opening in the MENA region. Wow. See, yep, apparently that's what this new sponsorship deal is all about. What I can say about this deal is that it obviously comes across as a decision to further expand the brand. And we know that the Friedkins are all about the brand, right? They came from the States. They came from the Toyota and movie business, and their idea for Roma was to become this international brand, a team recognized all over the world, a team that perhaps cannot compete out front with some of the biggest club in the world, but can definitely aim to do that in a few years' time, with the right project. Yes, that's the word. With the right support. And one of the crucial aspects of the Friedkin's tenure was obviously the sponsorship. And I know that everybody, and don't act like you did not do it, everybody in here was moaning for years and years after that Qatar Airways thing collapsed. Rather, not collapsed, but the deal expired. You all moaned about digital bits. Then digital bits proved to be a fraud. Then you were super happy to get SPQR back on the shirts. And and then you were very quick to dismiss SPQR because the results with that logo were dreadful. So now we're back to being unhappy because for some reason I don't know why, but it's we don't like this brand. I don't know. I mean, is that the consensus, or because we don't know what this brand is all about? I know when the rumors were there of Roma potentially being in talks with American Airlines, some of you said, no, I prefer Delta Airlines. I prefer Spirit. I prefer Ryanair. And there is no way to please a Roma fan. That's about it. Let's see. Sorry, you gotta drink that. Okay. Thank you for being here. Well, thank you for being here. Um, Hello, Milos. Carlos is not here. He's celebrating the deal, I'm sure. How much down payment did Roma sign with the new sponsorship? So the details of this agreement are: it's a 2-year deal and it's 25 million euros across the 2 years. So it's 25 million in total. So if you want to split it, it's 12 and a half per year, that mathematically. So whether that is good or not, it's up to you to judge, also by taking into consideration the circumstances of a team that has not been playing Champions League football for the last 4.5, 5 years, going on 5 years. A team that has a lot of financial issues and is holding on for dear life under the limitations of financial fair play. A team that has never been, among the big top clubs. So it's a team that aspires to be considered in that top echelon. So it's a work in progress. In Italy, the ones who make more money off of sponsorships right now are Milan and Juve. Those are the giants in Italy. Then there is Inter and Napoli. Despite being Scudetto winners, despite featuring in the Champions League over the last few years, they are earning less than we do. Our last sponsorship with Digital Bits was not successful. I think that was if there is a mistake that we can clearly point out in the Friedkin ownership, was that Digital Bits agreement, which made no sense. You earned very little money, and in the end, they didn't deliver the payments that they were supposed to. So Roma finally, after a few months of searching, they brought in Lina Suloku, the CEO, in May, and her job was specifically that to travel around Europe, mostly London, and meet with brands, companies. For the rumors were American Airlines, Turkish Airlines, Lina Suloku and Michael Wendell, who is chief commercial officer at the club. The two of them were engaged in talks up until a few weeks ago, and last night this agreement, which was announced today, took place last night. So the final agreement was formalized on Tuesday night. So let's see. Andy, I hate when you call out my moaning. What is the group chat for? No, I'm not calling out. I'm just in awe of the energy. I don't have the energy. I'm falling asleep right now, and I'm trying to get my juices flowing for for this live stream, which was specifically requested by one of our patrons. So. Yeah, the group chat is for emotional support, and that's why if you're new to this, you should consider subscribing, because the group chat, yes, it can be a hellhole, especially during the games. It becomes an obsessive compulsive tiny room with a lot of people screaming at the top of their lungs, but it can also be a fun exercise and a good time with people from all over the world, who eventually sometimes meet during the games, as some of our patrons did, most notably our good friend Adam, who came from Australia to Italy, met up with some of our good friends. So Michael says, Andy, say sorry. No, I will not apologize to any of the patrons. I've seen you guys do and say some of the worst things in my life. So, um, so next step, asks Mazin, stadium. Okay, well, let's hold the, let's hold the horses and think about it for a second. This is obviously, it's a 2-year deal. I don't know to what extent this is exactly the deal Roma were looking for. I'm pretty sure that if you take into consideration 25 million across 2 years, you will hardly find anything better given exactly the circumstances that Roma have been in for the past few years. So Roma, that's why I said it's essential for Roma to get to the Champions League this year. There's no ifs or buts. It's Champions League or bust. There's too much at stake. Just financially, there's too much at stake. Image wise, there's too much at stake. If you get to 2 consecutive European finals, but in the Europa League or Conference League, it will still do less for you financially and for your brand than featuring even in the Champions League group stage. It's as simple as that. That is the sad and the encouraging part about it. So I think this is the agreement that Roma found at this time, because they thought, okay, well, who's going to give us more? I see people saying, well, they should have gone with something Italian. But Barilla or Lavazza, they never will come even close to something akin to 12.5 million a year, which we may consider not enough. I don't know, but it's factual. Let's see what you guys are also saying. Andy is basically a school teacher with an overcapacity classroom of babies. Yeah, Matt, that's pretty accurate. Jew, we need some Arabian magic on the team. Well, Allah Akbar. Let's see. How does this compare to other sponsor money wise? It's definitely an improvement over digital bits. Um, I think it may be slightly less or on equal terms with Qatar Airways. And mind you, Qatar was when we were actually in the Champions League. So it expired the moment we fell out of Champions League. It expired. So it's been rough for Roma. It's been rough because for a long time we were without a sponsor, and this SPQR, it's nice. We know it's aesthetically pleasing. It's nice to buy a nice shirt and look good in it, and you can go out with your lady and not look like a total peasant. But unfortunately, it doesn't bring you money, and Roma need everything they can get. So I think this was a decision that comes from the fact that you're not going to find a better offer, and also, uh, let's face it, Saudi Arabia is a at this moment, it's a huge market, still unexplored, still with a lot of untapped potential for European football. And I expect more teams to be. We saw even Atletico Madrid. They have the Riyadh Air, which were rumored to be to become our sponsor. It turned out that it was just Italian news media, not knowing that there's something called a Riyadh season. So good job to Filippo Biafra from Il Tempo, the only guy who specifically said it's going to be a Saudi brand, but not an airline. So I just want to put it out there, because if you don't follow my man Filippo Biafra on Twitter, he's the man to go for Roma news. Alec, what does my good friend Alec, and serial abuser, have to say? Andy really leaning into this nice fame, going Hollywood on us. Maybe the Friedkins will have a fireworks ceremony for him as well. Man, I wish the Friedkins have bought Cannes, the football team in Cannes, just because it fits with the film festival there. So I would love to be invited by Dan to cover the Cannes Film Festival. I don't care about football. Screw it. I don't. He doesn't have to invite me to the Stadio Olimpico, but Cannes Film Festival in the spring, beautiful. I want to be with Marty Scorsese and sipping on some gin and juice. Um, what else? uh, we got Joseph from California. Thank you. Hello, Joseph from California. Welcome to this. Jew laughing at Ryanair. Ryanair, guys. I mean, you can make all the fun you want, but that's untouchable. Roma would have to pay to be sponsored by Ryanair. Let's see what else, guys. Whatever thoughts you have about this, you can just write it down. I don't. This is not going to be a constructive live stream, so please forget it. If you came in here looking for information about what Riyadh season is, I can only tell you what is written on the visitsaudi.com website that I have right in front of me, and it says Riyadh season is one of the world's largest winter entertainment event. Variety of food from around the world, courtesy of exclusive restaurants, plus countless exciting surprises. The festivities capture the essence of Saudi from its Naji heritage to its present day dynamism. Okay, right? That's everybody got it? Everybody's got it. Okay. Well, apparently, to tap into that, the agreement also includes Roma organizing two friendlies in Saudi Arabia. So we may see Roma actually do a friendly in October now, or during the international break, obviously, or in March next year. That will be an opportunity for Roma to also exactly involve the local population and open several stores in the region. So that's, again, guys, it's all like with Toyota, like with our trip to Japan. You may not like the way that these clubs football is leaning into this marketing side, this globalized version of in exactly a team like Roma that is so deeply rooted within a certain reality, within a certain local reality. But at the end of the day, it's money, and we know that Roma badly needed the whole point of the stadium that I guess most of you, I presume most of you are for. It's about increasing the revenue. It's about making Roma a more visible brand. It's about in having something of your own. But in order to do that, you need to you need to get really lucky, and you need some more visibility. It's a step by step process. Unfortunately, it's not something we can skip and make big leaps forward. Um, I see Alec continues to make fun of me. That's nothing new. I had Joey Palmieri. Hello, Joey. I hope you can still buy the jersey without the new sponsor. Okay, that's if guys, if that's the like the things that we have to worry about, then I'm cool. I'm very happy. Um, at least it's not Turkish Airlines. What is it? The more people have some bad experiences with these airlines. I need to know the stories behind this animosity to airline companies. I heard that this sponsor signing might affect our chance on getting permitted to build a new stadium. How does this work, Andy? No, the that was with Riyadh Air, and also that it all comes from an article. I'm not gonna even cite on it. I'm not gonna even post it on the website because some of the things that sometimes are written, like yesterday, this news came out that Roma were closing in on a Saudi brand. Nobody know, nobody knew that it was not an airline. Like only Filippo Biafra said it's not an airline company. It's gonna be another brand, but everybody jumped on the same name, Riyadh Air, this airline company that was founded a few months ago and is not fully operational yet. It will become operational only in a couple of years, and uh, and so I hate this about this the media landscape of Rome is because you have this news. Oh, they're nearing an agreement with the Saudi brand, and all of a sudden everybody knows everything, every single detail, and you'll get exactly those articles where it's just I don't know who to believe in. So it's a major headache. Man, I'm running out of water. Um, let's see. Who doesn't love Andy's nervous sips of water in between answering comments? Yes, I was about to say I just finished the glass and the water bottle is in the fridge and I I can't get up. Okay, don't cut that clip. for people watching this miserable live stream, it's going to be a miserable live stream. Please click the like button so that it becomes less miserable. And as I said, please just share your thoughts on this deal. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you feel strongly about it, if you're gonna go to a Roma store in Saudi Arabia, if you're gonna fly in for the friendlies. What is Riyadh season exactly? Yes, it's a question that we may not know the answer to. I guess, I mean, it's isn't this I what I get is that it's sort of this big event, tourist attraction that is meant to make Saudi Arabia an attractive tourist destination. I see that it's all about planning your trip, travel essentials. So I guess it's sort of like a brand that, I don't know, facilitates visiting Saudi Arabia. I don't know. As I said, this is a big unexplored market. So I just hope that no Roma know what they're getting into. Bumblebee Tunes. Wow, that's a cool username. As a patron who can't bear to look at Roma news after crushing results, I'm curious if you and John have ever tracked traffic post losses versus post wins. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. After a defeat, there's little to no traffic. I mean, people don't want to be exposed to negative news, and also when you lose, there is less interviews. The players are hesitant to give interviews. Uh, Jose Mourinho can decide not to give an interview. There is only news you're getting usually are bad news, like say a player just got injured or this is the worst result in Roma history, blah blah blah. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. So imagine when John and I have to come on here and record right after a defeat like the one against Genoa. Yeah, we've been doing this for 5 years, man. At the beginning we would rant. Now it's just we grew a thick skin. Sounds like a money laundering company. Okay, Leo. Wow, there it goes. There's the Saudi Arabia animosity. um, let's see. Forza Roma from Saudi Arabia. The great. See, we got a new fan. Thank you for being here, Jolene. Siddharth, hi Andy. Just off topic, but what's with this Antonio Conte stories? Do the owners have enough faith with Jose? Okay, are we gonna deviate from this? I just wanted this to be about the sponsorship, but I can briefly answer this question. So, the news stories about Antonio Conte are as old as 2019, right? That's, I mean, before appointing Paulo Fonseca, Roma were supposedly in contact with Antonio Conte, who many years ago expressed his desire to come and coach Roma. That's something that a lot of coaches do. See, like Carlo Ancelotti has been saying that forever, never happened. Antonio Conte has had contact with Roma in the past few years, and I imagine that he's the sort of high-profile manager that the Friedkins would like to appoint in case Jose Mourinho were to walk away at the end of the season. So these scenarios, to answer your question more specifically, it's not about the owners not having faith in Jose Mourinho. It's just about Roma having a life after Jose Mourinho. Mourinho's contract is set to expire next summer, and there are no signs that either Mourinho or Roma want to continue working together. I think it's going to be sort of a mutual decision to part ways. So it only seems natural to me that Roma may be already evaluating certain names. You know, we had a few days ago we had Thiago Motta of Bologna being mentioned. Today we had the name of Marcelo Gallardo from River Plate, or sorry, Gallardo, and so it's only natural, I think, to consider a life after Jose Mourinho. Guys, more likes needed. 30 people in, 22 likes. The maths are not going well. And also, I was expecting more comments. I mean, I get called upon by the patrons to come on here. It's a beautiful sunny day outside in Fuerteventura. I'm supposed to go to the beach, and I need more comments. I need more interaction. This is about to be. It's about your thoughts, about your comments on this whole situation. Otherwise, I'm packing it up and I'm going to the beach. um, let's see. Oh, Jew, congrats on the 900 subs. Yeah, here's to 1,000. Yeah, that's hopefully, hopefully soon. So please, guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so right now, and also click the small bell so that you can get a notification anytime I'm going live or anytime we drop one of the video podcasts on here. Joey says, I like the deal economically, especially since it allows Roma to open up stores in Saudi Arabia. I mean, again, it's Friedkins are businessmen. They came into this without much knowledge about the sport of football. Like one of our good patrons, Mads, likes to rant because that's what he usually does most of the day. The Friedkins had no knowledge of football, so I think when they came into Roma, they decided to put everything on the brand, because at the end of the day, these are businessmen. They come from the world of cars, of movie business, show business. So to them, it was all about the image. And Roma, at the time when they came in, they had terrible results in the league, shaky in Europe. Uh, a Palotta ownership that left a lot to be desired near the final days. A roster that to even describe it as good would be an overstatement, because there were a lot of pieces that were not fitting in, a lot of players coming in from loans, and it seemed like the team had really no long-term prospects. So what they did, they went about their business and started to secure partners after partners. This is sponsor after sponsor. They brought in Toyota to be our training kit sponsor, and they did that whole event in Japan in order to exactly expand business in that region of the world. Now Saudi Arabia is the new big hot item on the market, and it would be, I guess, stupid for a club like Roma, in the situation that Roma are in, not to make the best of this. If it comes your way, you gotta hold on to it. JB Flammy says hope. Oh, okay, but that's okay. That's another comment. Andy going to play foot volley with Vieri, Borriello, and Laps. I'm pretty sure I'm in better shape than them. I wouldn't attest to my footballing skills. I was usually the guy that they put on when the team was losing 5-1. But Andy, what is your favorite color? Well, thank you for these constructive questions for another constructive live stream. Money laundering through sports is very common in Central America. As someone who studies money laundering, Malcolm, for 60 million is all you need to know. Absolutely. I mean, this is this is football, and more importantly, it's business. It's business. The logo is ugly, man. That's all. Also, what the what the fuck is a Riyadh season? Yeah, I guess that's what people feel very strongly about. Well, who do you think will be the next coach? Conte, Motta, or Gallardo? I mean, if I have to choose between the three of them, and I'm not choosing on personal preference, I'm choosing based on, if I'm the Friedkins, what do I do? To me, the logical answer seems to be Antonio Conte, because it's replacing one high-profile manager with another. I'm not sure to what extent the Friedkins would be behind somebody like Thiago Motta or Gallardo, or if they think that Roma have reached a certain limit with a coach like Mourinho, perhaps then they go in another direction. I just don't know. So, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of other names being mentioned as well. This kit looks clean. To be honest, we get good money. SPQR curse is over. I'm happy. Yes, absolutely. SPQR will probably no longer be on the shirt tomorrow evening. Roma are hoping to have UEFA approve this sponsorship in time for tomorrow night's game with Servette. That's when the Giallorossi will play in their kit with hopefully the new logo on top. Flavio says, finally, some oil money like this. The Friedkins can sell more Toyotas to Saudi Arabia too. Then maybe finally we have money and no more financial fair play restrictions. We need the Saudi oil money. Okay. The financial fair play will still be there no matter what next season. So, but that's why it's essential to have a backup plan, obviously to have more money coming in, and also reaching the Champions League regardless, like you have to. And also because, as I said, many people forget, but financial fair play will be there next year too. Um, oh wow, we got now. I asked, show us your abs, Andy. Yeah, well, that's what the patron group chat is for, guys. If you want to see Andy's abs, you have to go on patreon.com/Roma Press. And that's when you'll get the abs. Um, is this guy ever not on vacation, Matt? Man, I'm. It's not even. I wouldn't even say it's a vacation. I'm just doing the page, man. I'm just trying to live it up with with this. That's it. I'm running the show. John is running the logistics, but and doing a lot of wonderful stuff behind the scenes, producing the episodes. But I'm trying to be the face that you see on the screen, right? Um, Nico, hey Andy, I was kind of pissed off by fans ranting about Mourinho before the Frosinone match. He's right when he says 3 months ago everyone pleaded him to stay. Um, Nico adds, I recall similar ranting last year about the Cristante Matic duo in midfield. Now everybody cries for Matic going to another club. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, that and the sponsorship thing is exactly the same. It's, oh, we don't have a sponsor, and then we don't have a sponsor, and uh and all of a sudden we get a sponsor. Well, we don't like this sponsor. We don't want to have a sponsor after all. We want the SPQR logo. It looks cleaner. It's you can't please everybody. Does the new sponsor help us with the financial fair play situation more and give us more freedom in the transfer market? These are, I mean, this is regardless of what you, of financial fair play will still affect you. It's just you have money coming in. It's like, you know, you have more revenue coming in. That's it. The financial fair play restrictions will still be there. I think Roma will also and UEFA will also reevaluate this the agreement probably in a year from now. I know that in October now in this month, UEFA are supposed to review everything that Roma have done in this year. So all the signings they did in January, whatever. I mean, Diego Llorente in January, and the summer signings, they're gonna review it, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna give us a small fine for not reaching those 30 millions in revenue by June 30th. Mads, our good friends Mads. Riyadh season had John Cena come over and wrestle for them. They're massive, global, not local is key. Mads is a big John Cena fan. Yes. Um, Mazin, another patron. It was announced by the head of the entertainment authority in Saudi. It announced that Roma will play Al Shabab during Riyadh season last week. Maybe they will ask for Spina this time. Yes, Spinazzola was linked with a move to Saudi. I think in the end he didn't like the money they were offering him, and Roma were not happy with the fee that they were offering them. So in the end, the deal didn't go through. But it's very probable that this friendly will happen soon. I'm curious to see Mourinho's reaction. He's not a big fan of these things. He wasn't happy with the Japan trip last year, and I don't know how he will feel about this. I'm soothed hearing you in the background while I work. Well, Jew, thank you very much. That's what all the ladies tell me in Delaware. Um, why Zaleski is now not the same as he was in the first year of Mourinho's season in Roma? That's a good question, and it's a question that I think nobody holds the answer to, not even Mourinho, because you know Zaleski has been playing basically in the same position since that first year. Sometimes he's been put on the right flank, and he's been more detrimental there. But I don't know what happened, whether it is that Mourinho started asking too much of him defensively, but it's not the same player. So tomorrow he's supposed to start. We'll see how he does, and then whatever, and then hopefully we get something out of him, because Spinazzola is not exactly shooting fireworks. Um, Oh yeah, Leo answered. Mourinho is forcing him to play out of position, starting his growth in a critical time of his development, stunting his growth in a critical time of his development. Well, the point is, I don't know what the position is. What position does Zaleski cover exactly? What's your OnlyFans? Asks Michael. Well, Michael, that's the top echelon for patrons. I'm not sure you're there yet, so you gotta up your subscription, friend. Mads, Andy, if you should ever happen to write something remotely negative about our new sponsor, there is a hot tip. Don't ever step into one of their consulates. Mads, see, stirring up the pot again. Hopefully, there is nobody here that takes you seriously. Mark says, "What's up, Andy?" Hey, Mark, thank you for tuning in. Bove, future captain. Okay, well, let's perhaps deviate from the sponsorship thing, or if you guys want to continue on that, you can just post your comments. Today, Mourinho, I'm just going to briefly mention that Mourinho gave his press conference, praised Bove at length. Tomorrow, Eduardo Bove will play. He will start in the midfield. Mourinho had only good things to say about him being responsible, about growing a lot. He once again emphasized the fact that he was on his way out to Serie C when Mourinho was appointed in 2021. And ultimately Bove is going to grow into a regular starter. I assume that's what Mourinho meant, that he's going to get increasingly more minutes. He also had some high praise for Leandro Paredes, obviously saying he's not the player that Nemanja Matic is, also because defensively they're not compatible. But he loves him when Roma are in possession. He says that's when Leandro Paredes thrives, and that's the point. We have to give. Paredes is that kind of player who will not adjust. I think that you have to adjust to him. The team has to adjust to him, and that's reasonable. I mean, it's always difficult to change positions and in the midfield especially, and in that critical position of the defensive midfielder / playmaker. So Dybala will also not play tomorrow. Hopefully, I mean that's the plan, is to rest him. So hopefully tomorrow there is no need for Dybala to come on. Leo, if Saudi want a friendly, then do it next year. We are in no position to be playing friendlies. We need to get our own house in order. Ooh. Yes, absolutely. I part of me agrees with you. Definitely. I mean, definitely not now. Not in October. God, not in October, guys. Do you think Mourinho improves players? The question used to be asked of Pep, but it's clear as day now he does. Well, I think it's the improvement manifests itself differently. I think with Mourinho, it's about growing in character, and it's about perhaps expanding your toolkit. Whether with Pep, it's all about stats, about becoming more effective, scoring more, whatever. With Mourinho, I think it's about learning more things, and I think with Bove, that's exactly it. He's clearly exploiting a side of Bove where Bove he sees that Bove is not a playmaker, but he has him do all this other stuff. And I think slowly but surely he'll have him grow into a more reliable player in the middle of the pitch. I mean, Bove has already shown very good signs for such a young player, especially in Italy at this point. Because mind you, Italy, it's a critical, I think, time for Italy in terms of younger players. Younger players are very rarely do they get the shot that somebody like Bove gets. I mean, you can only count on your hand the players of the caliber of Sandro Tonali and Udogi, and I mean, now people are crazy about Baldanzi, but you can already see that in his second season he's struggling, a player like Baldanzi, because you can't rush these guys. So I think with Bove, it's reasonable to keep playing him. He delivers, so keep playing him. Bove is a high energy guy, but needs to start getting assists and goals, or else he's Florenzi 2.0. No, I think that's too difficult. No, too different of a position. I think two different players completely. So with Bove, I don't know. I mean, I think that he has the potential of getting in front of goal. I think he has the potential of being the man who intercepts and cuts in to slashes the opponent's defense wide open, as we saw in the Europa League last season. But it needs time. These are things that, I mean, he's 21 years old, so Ambrose says, "Been listening to you guys since episode 1." Wow, thank you so much, Ambrose. That means a lot. That's a long trip. Great content, very insightful for all of us Manic Roma fans. Liking the look of the sponsor too. Much cleaner than Digital Bits or Qatar Airways, in my opinion. Yeah, Qatar had some really cool shirts. The one that I had on one of these a few days ago was cool, but. Hopefully, I don't know. It's to me the aesthetics don't matter. It's again, this for me. When I hear, oh, the new sponsor, great, great. But at the end of the day, it all happens on the pitch, right? So, do you think Roma will get a new keeper in January? Definitely not. No, they will wait until Rui Patricio's contract expires in the summer, and if needed, they'll rely on Miles Villar. But that's about it. I don't think Roma have any plans for pushing out Rui Patricio already in January. Pellegrini has regressed with Mourinho, but I don't think it's a Mourinho issue. I don't know if it's a Mourinho issue. I mean, Pellegrini was fantastic in Mourinho's first season. Mourinho upped Pellegrini's game in his first season. I mean, he took him. He saw that Pellegrini had something to prove as a captain. Pellegrini was fresh off the captain's armband. Let's remember that he earns the captain's armband that same winter when Edin Dzeko basically walks out on Roma in the middle of January or something, and that's when Pellegrini gets the armband. And Mourinho sees it and sees a good player in there and sort of taps into that. The fact that Pellegrini, his efficiency, his quality decreased last season, I think it's directly attributed to Paulo Dybala's emergence. Moo's formation, says Leo, doesn't allow anyone to get into a groove. No possession, and one mistake means he'll bench you and complain he doesn't have players. Yes and no. There are some players that he sticks to. I'm glad that, for example, Evan Dika can continue to start. That Diego Llorente and Chris Smalling, in a way, their injuries are a blessing for a player like Ndika, because I do feel that had Mourinho had these two guys available, Ndika would be sitting on the bench after some of the mistakes he made. Steven says Bove had more goals than Belotti in the league last season. Well, yes, but also Steven is the spokesperson for Eduardo Bove's office in Rome, so we can only trust him so much. So what, guys? What is the conclusion? We're excited or no? Hopefully tomorrow we get another relatively positive performance from Roma. It's important to build a streak. At some point in time, it's key to build a streak. You're looking to play against Cagliari afterwards, and then there is the international break, and then what? And then you got Monza. So it's all doable. It's feasible. This is not, it's great that we have a new sponsor. It's great that we're expanding the brand. But at the end of the day, what matters on Thursdays and on the weekends is how this team performs. And it's only, it's only right to expect more from them, more from Mourinho, more from the players. And I think Mourinho agrees with me, and Paredes too. They both said that this is a strong team, and they have to do better than what they've shown so far. So hopefully tomorrow will not be another day of me and John, because tomorrow I know I will tune in with John, and it's going to be around midnight my time, and we're going to be coming in and talking about how Servette all of a sudden got a crazy win at the Stadio Olimpico. Come on, give me a break. What about Joao Costa? What about him? He's going to be called up. The Joao Costa, the Primavera player, who supposedly is the guy who can solve you all your problems if you're playing with a 4-man backline. He's going to be on the bench. And if Roma get a decent result early on against Servette, he could get some minutes. He's eligible to play. Hello, Andy. Another Leo says, is the tactic changed compared to Genoa match, especially in build-up? I don't know. It's too early to tell. Mourinho said that they analyzed the good things and the bad things they did against Frosinone. So I'm pretty sure that the team itself still doesn't know whether they're on the right path or not. That's why it's so important to take it one game at a time, but also build, because that's the only way you can improve. Steven says the Uzbek Messi, aka Eldor Shomurodov, who's on loan with Cagliari, is going to take us down next week. Yeah, absolutely, Steven. That's for sure going to happen. Even says, "Come on, guys, more likes." Absolutely, guys, more likes, please. And anyway, I think I'm going to end it here because I think obviously it's exciting time, but it all has to be taken with a little grain of salt and also with some perspective. Let's see how we do on the pitch tomorrow. And whether this sponsorship will solve Roma's problems, I don't know about that. I know that Roma are working to compensate for the fact that they've been missing in the Champions League football for 5 years now. So the Conference League is fantastic. The Europa League is great, but the visibility of the Champions League is sorely missed. For a club that is so intent on developing and growing, because this growth, mind you, has been stunted by the latter part of James Pallotta's ownership. And also, let's remember where Roma were, say, 10, 11 years ago. Okay. That's where we're coming from. Those are our recent roots. So we have to think about that. And hopefully, whether the sponsorship deal works or not, is secondary to what Mourinho and the players will achieve this season or not achieve. And then we can play the game of naming the various coaches who could potentially replace Mourinho at the end of the season. That will be another very fun topic for everybody, I'm sure. Yes. Roman Legion, I hit the pause on the feed because I had to conduct some business. What did I miss? Not much, Roman. We just sort of summed up what Mourinho said during the press conference. We are expecting to see Eduardo Bove play tomorrow from the start. We're expecting Paulo Dybala to sit on the bench. Romelu Lukaku will also play from the start, so you can make of it what you will, whether Andrea Bellotti is being unfairly treated or not. I don't know. It's the most important part of this whole thing is that Roma win. They get reacclimated with the win, and whether the SPQR curse is real or not, it's up to you. But hopefully it's real, because then tomorrow, without the SPQR on our shirts, we can go out and finally win. And that's all. That's all I got. That's all I got, because it is really that simple. You will not have Mourinho on the touchline. You will not have some of your better players on the pitch from the first minute, and the objective is still to win. So I just wanted to once again thank you guys for joining me on such a short notice. I really appreciate it. We may not have had some bombastic numbers in terms of attendance, but still, I really appreciate everybody who took the time to join me today, to join in for some discussion, for some jokes. I realized today was not exactly the most constructive and insightful of the live streams, but it's a fun exercise to do from time to time. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel, because we're trying to get this one going, to reach more people, more people from all over the world. It's always nice to see who follows us. If you would like to support the website or the podcast that you like to listen to, please consider becoming a patron, and then you can get some positive vibes from the patron group chat whenever Roma play, and not feel alone. That's that's probably the biggest lie I've said during this live stream, but that's how it is. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you have a nice rest of the day. I guess we'll see each other on Friday after Roma plays Servette tomorrow night, and hopefully, please God, don't make me come on here on Friday and sound sad and depressed, but cheerful and funny. So, so guys, thank you so much. Until next time, look out for the next podcast episode, which will probably drop on Friday before the live stream. Until then, guys, thank you so much, and ciao. Forza Roma.